Hi, I'm Benji from Singletrack magazine and I'm here with a deep dive on the Cannondale Moterra SL. Before we get into the stuff that gets all the hoopla and headlines about the Moterra SL, we should first clarify some of the bike's vital stats. The Cannondale Moterra SL is a 150mm travel pedal assist e-mountain bike with 160mm travel fork up front and a firm focus on being a capable do-it-all trail bike. This is not just an exercise in shaving grams at the expense of actually being a good mountain bike. It's supposed to be a good pedal assist mountain bike that also happens to be pretty flipping light. See that head angle there? That is 62.5 degrees. That is bonkers. That is slacker than a lot of World Cup downhill bikes. That alone tells you that the Moterra SL is not a weight weenie, fireroad-munching Euro lycra nightmare. Cannondale are describing this bike as, and I quote, the lightest full power mountain bike ever. But what do they mean by full power? Digging down to the asterisk section of the Moterra SL spec sheet reveals that for Cannondale, full power means a motor that can give out at least 85 Newton meters of torque. More importantly, a full power e-bike can't be doing anything daft with its battery. A full power e-bike needs to have a decent capacity battery as well. There's no point saving weight by running a dinky battery if it means you can only play out for an hour before it dies. So in this particular lightest full power mountain bike ever claim, Cannondale set the parameter of the battery being at least 600 watt hours in capacity. Despite all the glamorous carbon framery and high-end build kits, fundamentally it's the Moterra SL's battery and motor that are the building blocks of this bike's low weight. The Shimano EP8 motor is one of the lighter full power drive units out there, weighing in at 3.1 kilograms. The 601 watt-hour capacity Shimano sanctioned battery from Darfon also weighs 3.1 kilograms, including its wiring. That's about the same weight as most brands' 500 watt-hour batteries. Where else have Cannondale saved weight on this bike? Well, the battery is not designed to be easily removed from the frame. You charge it in situ. This method saves some weight from the down tube area. Oh, to state the obvious again, the frame is all carbon. Aluminium e-mountain bikes with removable batteries are significantly heavier machines. We're talking 25 kilograms sort of heavy. So yep, the Moterra SL1 and SL2 are carbon fiber. And the highest of highfalutin Moterra SLs, the Lab 71, uses extra fancy carbon fiber that yes, saves even more weight and yes, costs even more money. On a less obvious note, the use of a smaller rear wheel size also has weight savings attached to it. Like for like, 27.5 wheel is always going to be lighter than a 29. Perhaps the most eye-catching area of weight saving is those super slender flattened chainstays. Look at them. They look really skinny, and that's with them covered in a fairly substantial rubber chainstay protector. Under the rubber, they are amazingly thin. This flat, skinny section is called the flex pivot. Essentially, it's an area of bend-friendly carbon fiber that's used instead of having an actual pivot bushing or bearing in this spot. A pivot down there only has to rotate a few degrees, so it's feasible to use flex stay here instead. Less weight, less maintenance. Keen Cannondale watchers may recognise this sort of thing from the brand's Scalpel XC race bikes. Let's wind this whole thing back a bit and ask a question. What is wrong with having a heavy e-bike? There's a motor there. Why are we worrying about weight? It's all about the handling. Full-fat e-bikes, well, for a start, they're called full-fat e-bikes. That almost tells you everything you need to know. Full-fat e-bikes are a handful, especially when things are sketchy. Trying to change direction or improvise a move on something that essentially handles like a fridge freezer is often not a fun experience. And then there's the whole issue of having to lift the things up and over obstacles. That gets pretty old pretty quickly. Don't get me wrong, I'm a regular full fat rider, but they are a very different animal to a mountain bike. Full fat e-biking is almost a different sport. The Cannondale Moterra SL is designed to feel much more like a normal mountain bike, but better. To those of us who have grown up using pounds as a bike weight metric as opposed to kilograms, it can all sound a bit not very impressive. A 25 kilogram bike doesn't sound that much more than a 20 kilogram bike. To go all retro or North American, 20 kilograms is 44 pounds. 25 kilograms is 55 pounds. Take it from me, a 40 odd pound mountain bike feels fine. It feels very, very similar to a capable enduro bike. A 50 odd pound bike feels like, I have no idea, but it's not a bicycle. On a full fat e-bike, you need to work in marker pen style broad strokes. On the Moterra SL, you can doodle, have fun, be creative, improvise, be more in control. Talking of control, the Shimano EP8 system that comes with the Moterra SL, you have more control than is standard.
Go on, babes. Scraggy bastard.
The usual Shimano systems only offer 3 levels of assist: Eco, Trail and Boost. On the Moterra SL, Cannondale have managed to get a custom tune that offers 5 levels of assist. The levels don't have names per se, it's called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I'd say there's the usual Eco and the usual Boost, but now there's 3 levels of Trail in the middle. More choice is good. Anyone who says otherwise can go back to having a 7-speed cassette. Let's talk about where Cannondale have not saved weight on the Moterra SL. We've all seen SL e-bikes before. Typically, they often have not a lot of suspension travel and some pretty anemic build kits. Not so with the Moterra SL. That's a Fox 36 fork there, not a Fox 34. That's a piggyback reservoir there, not an undernourished inline affair with no guts. Decent sized dropper post, proper 4-pot disc brakes and rotors, tyres that can actually be ridden on, 30mm internal width rims, lock-on grips, wide bars, proper saddle. Any bike, especially a mountain bike, sinks or swims by its geometry. If the geometry isn't up to it, it doesn't matter how fancy the carbon is or how good the components are, it'll be a dud. The geometry of the Cannondale Moterra SL is exceptional. Honestly, they've knocked it out of the park with this one. It can do steep downs, it can do steep ups. Crucially, it is still engaging to ride on the things that are not steep in any incline. The geometry and the suspension kinematic for that matter are proportional. In other words, it's different per frame size. The idea being that to the rider on board, a small Moterra SL rides just like an extra large Moterra SL. We have a large here, so here's the geo numbers for this model. 445mm seat tube, lots of standover, lots of dropper insertion. 453mm chain stays, a nice modern all-round length. Low slung 335mm bottom bracket height. A middling 470mm reach, super nice steep 77-degree seat angle. Oh yeah, and that aforementioned bonkers slack 62.5-degree head angle, which actually just feels totally fine and normal. If 62.5 scares you, the headset cups are reversible, which deepen things up to 63.7. What we have here is the large Cannondale Moterra SL. This retails at $8,550. There's a Moterra SL2 for $6,550 that takes a step down or two in tier as regards suspension, drivetrain and wheel set. Truth be told, look like it'd be every bit as good to ride. There is also the Moterra SL Lab 71. Comes with the even fancier carbon frame, carbon wheel set, wireless everything, and that retails at the, why are you even asking, £12,500. Look out for a full in-depth review of this particular Moterra SL1 on singletrackworld.com very soon.